Oh, sweet nostalgia. Doesn't it feel good? Hello everyone and welcome back to another video on this channel. This time, this is a very special video for a number of reasons. First off, and this is definitely going to be the focus of the video, thank you to everyone who watches this, all of my subscribers. The fact that you've chosen to subscribe to this channel means a lot to me. And the reason I'm doing this? Well, as of the time of this recording, I'm on 99 subscribers, and given that the weekend looks to be quite busy with the open beta of Dawn of War 3, and I'll be doing a lot of playing of that and recording lots of footage to do plenty of videos for you guys with, I figured I would do this 100 subscriber or thereabouts video, kind of post-haste before I really need it, just preemptively saying thank you for supporting the channel. It honestly means the absolute world. And this video isn't just thanks, it's a bit of an eye-opener into me as someone who just loves gaming and where I come from in that regard. So, as you'll be able to see in the background, I am playing the first Halo game that was released. This is the PC version of Combat Evolved, and this is the final level, so if you don't want any spoilers, then, you know, spoiler warning, as always. But, yeah. As you might expect, with me playing this particular footage in the background, my roots in gaming, in particular taking multiplayer gaming to the next level, really lie in the Halo series. My earliest memories of gaming actually originate in going to a friend's house, a really old friend, and just playing the first Halo, and I still remember being awed by the fact that the assault rifle had this glowy thing on top. If you're not aware, the assault rifle in the Halo universe is well known for having this ammo counter in basically just this holographic kind of configuration sight thing on the top of it. And as a kid, what's cooler than a gun? It's a gun with a glowy thing on top. And yeah, I was just having a whale of a time with that game. Halo 2 came out, I played a bit of that in multiplayer at his house and got my ass handed to me multiple times by him and his brother. Regardless, I still enjoyed the game a lot, and the universe, you know, just sci-fi, really easy plotline. What could be better for a kid getting into gaming? And this led, after my initial forays into games such as Pokemon Gold and Mario and Ratchet and Clank when I was young, into me getting an Xbox 360 and playing the absolute hell out of Halo 3. Now, when Halo 3 came out, it was such a monolith release. I remember there being so many people saying, I'm literally going to take a day off school, hell, a week off school, just to play this game. And I was like, oh, why? Why are you doing that? And then I saw some YouTube footage, and I was like, wow, this looks so cool and fun. So, naturally, I got a 360 of my own, picked up Halo 3, and never looked back. Well, until I sold the 360 to make a epic gaming PC. But regardless, Halo 3, the multiplayer portion of that game was absolutely insane. I still remember hopping into every game mode, and there would just be, you know, hundreds of thousands of people playing each mode, because the game was just that darn big. And the multiplayer was fairly simplistic, to be honest. You ran around a map, picked up various weapons which were just scattered around the map. Sometimes they were rubbish, such as plasma pistols and SMGs. Sometimes they were really beastly, such as a sniper rifle, energy sword, or rocket launcher. And basically murder everyone until you had your fill. And that was the formula. But on top of this, on top of the multiplayer mode, in particular the ranked mode being really solid, with all of the ranks going from like 1 to 50, with I think the 50th rank being called General or something really cool like that. There was also the Forge mode, which allowed the player base to create custom maps and really just be creative in ways that hadn't been seen before outside of, dedicated mod teams and modders on PC. And out of this came city modes such as, just mongoose races on really wacky custom maps made in Forge, as well as Duck Hunt, which you will see in the later portions of this video. And yeah, Halo 3 was just the multiplayer wet dream for that kind of period of gaming, as was the Xbox 360 at that time, really. So, moving on from this, it's no surprise that Halo kind of became the massive deal it still is to me today. Even though I've not played a Halo game in ages, I decided to just load up the original Combat Evolved, play that, and I had a whale of a time. Just went through the campaign all over again. And yeah, then afterwards I reinstalled, well, first installed the Halo 5 Forge mode that is on PC, just because I want to experience it and see what the player base is like. And spoiler alert, the player base is basically dead. But I managed to find some matches and get some footage, so that was pretty sick. But outside of that, Halo is really the first game, Halo 3 was the first game that I really committed to in terms of just playtime. I would spend just every evening after school just sinking hours into ranked mode, into custom matches, into Forge. Yeah, and also I replayed the hell out of the campaign because, aliens in space with guns and stuff like that. Pretty fun stuff when you're that age. So moving on from this, Halo, at the time of Halo 3, it was a really weird position if you were a PC player, because the first Halo and the second Halo had released on PC, and then the third Halo, the one that tied up the initial storyline with Master Chief, did not release on PC. So if you had invested in the games on PC, you were kind of scuppered without an Xbox 360. And this was really kind of screwy move on the part of Microsoft and Bungie. But to be fair, it makes perfect sense business-wise. You got to push your console, your other devices, your other platforms, where and however you can. And focusing a killer app and killer series such as Halo onto your Xbox console and not on PC really forces people to make that decision. Hey, do I really want to play the third Halo game? If yes, well, I guess I'm going to be buying an Xbox 360. But yeah, this meant that from Halo 3 to Halo ODST, Reach, 4 and 5, Halo did not touch the PC platform whatsoever, outside of kind of side series, which don't really count. So, what's really interesting is that Halo 5 Forge released last year on PC. And this came eventually, after some time. It was patched with a custom server browser, which basically meant if the player base had existed, if the support had existed, people could have made multiplayer Halo with the latest combat systems a real thing, since all it would have taken is enough players to make custom servers over and over again, and then people would just naturally play the game to play that. On top of all the Forge aspects of making custom modes and maps. But when I installed it, sadly to say, the player base is, on average, I would say around 50 players. Probably more often than not less than that, occasionally slightly more, but I managed to capture some footage of Halo 5 on PC, so here it is. For all intents and purposes, this is what we got. And I managed to play some Slayer, which was a blast. Just managed to shoot the updated version of the assault rifle, which was interesting to see, needless to say. And also, this was a long time after I'd played any FPS, so my aim was horrific, so forgive me for that. But, yeah, I managed to play some Slayer, which was the traditional Halo deathmatch mode, as well as a bit of Duck Hunt, which was that mode I mentioned earlier, where essentially one player plays as the hunter, who hunts the ducks with a sniper rifle on a platform in an inaccessible part of the map, and the rest of the ducks, so to say, have to traverse an obstacle course in order to get to a point where they can then teleport behind the hunter and kill them, and win the round that way. And the hunter wins by killing all of the ducks with the sniper rifle. So yeah, that was super fun as well. No disappointment there. But it's interesting to see that Microsoft decided to capitulate and release some portion of their latest Halo game on PC, as this is maybe indicative of the fact that they are kind of willing to back off a bit on the hardcore pushing of their consoles and reintroduce PC players to the Halo FPS game. Possibly Halo 6 will release on PC, it's entirely possible. They have released a statement, I think, which a lot of articles and websites have bandied about at this point, but I will reiterate it, that the next Halo game will release on PC. Unfortunately, this statement was issued before Halo Wars 2 released, so there's a lot of uncertainty as to whether they meant Halo Wars 2, or as to whether they meant the next kind of main Halo game, i.e. Halo 6. So it's a bit of an interesting situation. I'm not sure if they will. I hope that they will release the next game on PC, but again, there's the sad issue that since they've abandoned the PC for so long, the PC crowd has basically dissipated at this point, which explains why there's so few people playing on Halo 5 Forge on PC. It's simply because if people cared enough about the Halo series, by this point they would have just bought a Xbox console. Whatever the latest one is called. Is it the Xbox One? I think something like that. In order to get their Halo fix. Rather than stick on a PC and just complain on forums and things. So it's uncertain as to, even if they release the next game on PC, as to how well it will be received. Personally, I feel like there would be a lot of players who would try it out on PC, simply because it's a massive series in terms of just gaming importance. The Halo series is just like one of the biggest FPSs out there, and therefore it being released on PC as, you know, properly instead of Halo Online, which is a modded service, etc., etc., would garner a lot of interest simply because it's one of those mainline series for the gaming world. So yeah, I would be very interested to see how it would be received by the PC crowd. But as mentioned, sadly, there's a lot of uncertainty as to how well it will be received and as to whether it will even be released on PC in the first place. So unfortunately, there's a bit of uncertainty there. But there is something that is definitely releasing on PC. This is a project called Installation 01. I will put links in the description to their website, but basically this is a team of modders, map creators, weapon creators and all that, you know, 3D art stuff, working together in their spare time to make the Halo 3 multiplayer experience. That experience that, you know, captured the hearts and minds of gamers for so many years on PC. None of the new mechanics from Halo 5 or Halo 4. This will be very simple gameplay with just the jump, no sprint, and standard movement speeds. No abilities such as, you know, ground pounding and jump jets and all that fancy Shazam. This is purely the Halo 3 multiplayer experience on PC, and this is something to be very excited about for many reasons. Basically, if you played Halo 1 and 2 and then didn't want to fork out for a console to get the latest Halo games, you can now experience what Halo 3 was all about on PC. In addition, if you did play Halo 3 on consoles, but you moved to PC gaming, as I did, just because it's better in so many respects, you'll be able to experience Halo 3 multiplayer with the graphical horsepower of the PC platform, which is again something that's pretty damn cool. In addition to this game will be completely free to play. There won't be any transactions of any sort, everything will be free and unlockable, simply because of the legality of the issue. The fact that they're doing basically a Halo clone on PC is perfectly fine by Microsoft, as long as they don't charge money for it. And therefore, since this is a fan project, made out of love for the series and the game and the combat, they have decided to just continue going ahead, and they will not charge a dime for this. So props to them. That's commitment for a game that I'm not sure many people can lay claim to. They're committing hours of their spare time and, you know, weekends outside of work just working on this project, and sometime 2018 they will release the complete Halo 3 experience on PC, and I cannot wait. I will definitely cover that. I'm keeping a close eye on it, and it seems to be shaping up quite nicely. Naturally, they're having to remodel a lot of the weapons just to be slightly different to the original models, just for legality purposes and for their own spin and take on it. and to kind of capture a middle ground between the new models in Halo 5 and the old models of Halo 3. But yeah, that's something to look forward to if you're either a Halo fan, a PC gaming FPS fan, either of those two. Yeah, I cannot wait for that. But yeah, this has pretty much been a bit of a gander into my past, as I feel it's quite important to understand the people that you follow on the internet, as it's so easy to subscribe to a channel and not understand the full background of the person that you're kind of following. Admittedly, if you're just subscribing for quality content, then that's as good a reason as any, I suppose. But knowing who you're subscribing to, I do feel helps, and a lot of my subscriptions are to people that I feel I know fairly well, just from all of the videos they've done on their kind of character. So yeah, hopefully you've got a better idea of where I come from in terms of my gaming history, and how I got into gaming in a big way in the first place. And yeah, how I did that was largely through Halo. So as always guys, thank you for subscribing. It means the world. YouTube has been a bit of a pet project and a bit of a dream of mine for a long time, and I'll be doing quality content for some time to come. Coming up next, we have the open beta for Dawn of War 3. If you haven't signed up for it and you want to try it out without purchasing the game on release, in preparation of the full release, feel free to sign up for it, as that's really easy to do, and you can preload the game today or tomorrow in expectation of the beta weekend. And yeah, outside of that, I might go back to Gwent for some more videos in future, but really it's going to be a lot of Dawn of War, because that is a series that I do love. 40k in an RTS setting, that's something that I can definitely get behind. So as always guys, thank you for watching. Your subscriptions really do mean the world, and every nice comment means so much to me. It's just a lot of support that really is hard to find outside of those comments. So thank you for those, thank you for subscribing, and do take it easy. More videos coming up soon. Thank you for watching. Ta-ta.
First strike. Conversion. Infector. Double kill. Carry. Hat trick. Conversion. Ravager. Plague Bearer. Conversion. 3 survivors remain. Lord of the Flies. Hat trick. teammate joined. Conversion. 2 survivors remain. Conversion. The survivors win. Round 1.